Hello, basketball coaches and basketball players. My name is Alan from Al's Basketball Training, and today I'm going to give you some set basketball plays against a 3-2 zone defense. Let's get down to the clipboard and let's check out these basketball plays. But first, really quickly, if you're looking for a really good basketball defense, go check out the 4-1 as well as the Unbeatable basketball defense down in the description below. Let's get down to the clipboard and let's check out these plays. Okay, so as we can see, we have a 3-2 zone defense, which is when you have three defenders guarding an area of the court, usually above the free throw line, and then you've got two players who are defending essentially the baseline or the net below those three players. So from there, what we're going to start with is a high 1-4 offense. And what we're going to be doing here is, to start off, we're going to have players 2 and 3. They're going to be cutting towards the baseline, while players 4 and 5 are going to be setting a screen for player 1. Now, player 1, he gets to decide which way he wants to go. He can go left or right. It's totally up to him and what he finds the best option for him. So let's say he goes right. What's going to happen is player 5 is going to roll towards the basket. That's going to draw player 3 red up to defend player 1. With player 5 rolling towards the basket, one of two things can happen. We can have player 2 wide open for a 3-point shot. He can then take a dribble in, which would collapse player 5, and now player 5 blue could be open for a layup. That's one option. Another option is player 5 defending player 2. Player 1 passes down to player 5 for the layup, or we may have player 4 come down, defend that low post where player 5 can now pass out to player 3 for a 3-point shot, or maybe player 3 might be cutting baseline where he can get that layup. There's a couple of different options off of this play. It is a set play, so if nothing here works out, you're going to need to run something like a 5-out or something similar so that you can maybe get a couple of screen and roll actions to be able to get your teammates open. But generally speaking, you're going to have player 2 or player 5 open either for a layup or a 3-point shot. Okay, so now in this second play, we're going to be a 3-out, 2-in offense to start. We're going to have player 1 dribble over towards this left side, pass player 3 the ball, and he's going to go cut down towards this low corner. Now, when he makes that cut, he may be open for that 3-point shot. That is a totally open option that if it's there, you better take it. If he's not open, let's say player 1 moved over, we had player 2 also moving over with player 1, we had player 4 take the front of player 4 blue, player 5 moved over and player 3 moved over, which is what they should be doing. Then, what we're going to have here is player 5 is going to move towards the high post. We're then going to have player 5 get that ball. He can take that shot, or we may have player 2 open somewhere on that side of the court where we can do a skip pass over to him for a 3-point shot. So now a little trick that I like to run against teams that consistently run a 3-2 defense is to run this next play. So we run a low 1-4, and basically all we're going to do is something very simple. By running a low 1-4, you're now spreading these wing defenders out wider and down farther. The reason is because they still need to defend these two wing players who are down farther. So that leaves player 1 in single coverage. So when that happens, if you have a really quick point guard, he can take player 1 off the bounce. He would then be drawing up player 4, maybe player 2, or maybe player 5 instead of player 2. Or maybe no players and he may just have an open lane towards the basket. There's so many different ways of thinking of it. But if he draws players in, he can kick the ball out to different players for a layup, for a 3-point shot. Or what could happen as well is we can now have player 1 dribble out towards this left side, which is then going to collapse that secondary defender. That's their double team area in a 3-2. So now what's going to happen is you're isolating 2 players against 1. You have 3 and 4 blue against player 4 red. So what we're going to do here is try and get that ball over to player 3. That's going to draw player 4 out. We're going to need to get the ball to player 4 at this, 4 blue in this at this time. Player 4 might have an open layup. Now, if there's a lot of help defense happening, or defense outside of their actual zones because they're scrambling, we may have player 5 open for a layup. We could pass the ball to player 5 who could then pass to player 2, or we can do a total skip pass out to player 2 for a 3. There's so many different options. And it's almost a read and react type of offense where you can have your point guard understand, okay, maybe I need a drive, or maybe I can just dribble out towards this left or right side and get the ball over to player 3 and let him make a couple of decisions, whatever it may be. But this strategy works really well, and it's a very simple strategy as well. There's no real set play to it. Now, the Horns offense is actually quite interesting when you're going up against a 3-2 zone. It's going to be bringing these two wing defenders down farther and players 4 and 5 out just a bit wider, or maybe just deeper towards the baseline. Generally speaking, they'll be a bit wider. This is now opening up the whole middle so that you can have player 4 set a screen for player 1, and now we're going to have player 1 use that screen. Player 4 is going to roll off. He may be open for a totally open layup. If he gets that ball, he is most likely going to be drawing a double team, which now in this case, we're going to have players 2 and 3 either wide open on the 3-point line, or they may be cutting baseline and could be open for a layup. So there's so many different options that you can run set play-wise against a 3-2 zone. I hope that these plays help you win more games. If they do, let us know in the comments section below, and I will see you guys again later on today for the second video of the day.